Okay, let's talk about something every writer knows. You're deep into a story, right? Things are moving along, and then, suddenly, it just goes flat. It's the worst feeling. Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful concept from the Einstein Scenario Guidebook that might just be the fix you're looking for. It's called emotional white space.
Yeah. This question, it's a killer, isn't it? It is one of the most frustrating feelings in the world. You've got your plot, you've got your characters, everything seems to be in place, but something's just missing. The whole thing just doesn't feel alive. And you know what? The real reason for this is often not what you'd expect at all.
So, let's get into it. Where does that lack of vitality, that dead feeling in a story, actually come from? Well, it usually starts with a super common trap, one that a lot of us writers fall into without even noticing. And that is the trap of over-control.
And this is exactly what that trap feels like. Suddenly, your characters feel less like people and more like puppets. You're pulling all the strings. You're not discovering a story anymore, you're just forcing it to happen. Every plot point feels manufactured, and every single emotion feels like it's coming from you, the writer, and not from the character themselves. It's a huge red flag that you're holding on way too tight.
All right, so how do we escape this trap? The solution is a really cool concept called emotional white space. And honestly, it's not so much technique as it is a complete and fundamental shift in how you partner up with your story.
So what does that actually mean? Let's be super clear here. This isn't about leaving blank pages or just writing less. Not at all. It's about consciously, intentionally creating room inside your story. Room for your characters to have their own feelings, their own reactions, completely separate from what you, the writer, think they should be feeling just to make your plot work.
Okay, this little chart here really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got writer's control. That's where you're forcing emotions, you're dictating every single plot move, you're the puppet master. But then look at the other side, character's independence. Here, you're allowing them to react genuinely. You're following where they lead. See the difference? It's a huge shift from dictating the story to discovering the story right alongside your character. To really make this work, you have to fundamentally change your entire mindset about who your characters are. They are not just tools for your plot. There's so much more than that.
I want you to really think about this. From the second a character walks onto page 1, they have to be treated as a completely independent person. They're not just an idea in your brain anymore. No, they're a separate being with their own personality, and you are basically just along for the ride with them. It's a partnership, and you've got to respect their independence all the way to the end. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Room to breathe. Because if you don't give them that room, they get exhausted. Literally, they can't carry the weight of a big, long story. This isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have idea. No, this is absolutely essential for your story's survival.
Okay, so this brings us to a really critical point. What happens when we don't do this? What happens when we deny our characters that emotional space? Well, the consequences are pretty severe. It's not just the character who suffers, it's your entire plot. It's a total domino effect. Look, first, the writer forces an emotion that just doesn't feel right for the character. It's not authentic. Then, bam, that second domino falls. The character loses their center. They get knocked off balance. And because they're the ones holding up your entire story, the third domino goes. The whole plot starts to wobble and falter right along with them. Think about it. If a character is just overwhelmed with all these fake emotions that you've piled onto them, how can they possibly carry the story? They can't make decisions that feel real. They have no conviction. It's like the engine of your story just sputters and dies, and the whole thing grinds to a painful halt. But okay, let's flip this around. Because here's the wonderful part. If you do the opposite, if you give your characters that emotional white space and you really respect their independence, something kind of magical starts to happen. Get this, they start to surprise you. They'll do things you never planned. They'll say something that makes you go, whoa, where did that come from? They will take your plot in a direction you never ever saw coming. And let me tell you, as a writer, that is one of the most exciting feelings in the entire world. And that surprise, that unexpected turn, that's what the source material calls the character's small gift to you. It's not a mistake. It's not you losing control of your plot. It is proof. It's proof that your story is healthy, that it's alive and breathing. It's the ultimate sign that you're on the right track, and that your character has become a true partner in telling this story with you. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one really important question for your own work. Take a good, hard look at your characters, look at your plot, and be honest with yourself. Are they suffocating under the weight of your intentions, or have you given them room to breathe?